There we go. Got that sun coming in. Trying to get a good position. Today I'm going to be talking about the breatharian knowledge. Those of you who have been following me in my content, you know that I was on a 5-day retreat with Ellie Tom Ellermy, the world famous breatharian. Has not consumed food in over 2 years and has more energy than an average person. Twice as much energy, maybe 3 times, maybe 4 times. Okay. So a lot of people hear things like when you don't eat and not eating. That's crazy. That's ludicrous. I don't believe it. Yeah, right. Everybody has to eat. You're gonna die. A person can go without food maybe 40 days, right? 40 days and 40 nights fasting. That's what a lot of people think. And in one in one sense, that's true because the breatharian knowledge is not teaching you not to eat. It's teaching you how to eat. And a lot of people have forgotten how to feed themselves. So before we go deeper, let me just give you guys a brief history because this is kind of interesting. The fact that I used to be a chef, you probably know that already if you've been following me for over 2 decades, right? Almost three culinary schools. I've been chefing it up all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast, all types of cuisines, from many different cultures, backgrounds, etc. And I would tell you guys that food is not what a lot of people think it is. It really isn't. In culinary school, we had to take nutrition class, right? And most people would think like, what is actually feeding me? What is actually feeding me? And people think it's the protein. You have to get the 20 out of the 20 essential amino acids to get a complete protein. Other people would think that it's the fat molecules. You need this type of fat, good fat versus bad fat. Um, People think that you got to have clean water. You got to have, what do you got to have? You got to have a vegetarian diet. You got to have a vegan diet. Um, all of these other things. Some people say eat white meat. Some people say eat fish. There's so many things that people tell you to basically consume, and that these are the ways that you can have, a great life, right? Well, I want to tell you guys this. I want to tell you guys this, and I'm going to be so honest with you. If you watch the video that I put up today, I put up part 2 tomorrow. But with the breatharian knowledge, all food is toxin to the body. All food corrupts the body. All food is killing the body. This is facts. This is facts. And I know that might seem strange because then people are going to think about what are we supposed to eat? That's crazy. You know what I mean? The body was designed to eat food. We have a digestive system. We have a mouth. We have teeth. We're supposed to eat, right? Well, I'm gonna tell you guys this. When you're eating something, let's say for instance, right? I have this blade of grass right here. When you're eating this, what actually is happening? How do you get life from this? Really what you want is you want to take in life force energy. And the life force energy is what makes this green, is what makes this flexible, and is what makes this alive. Because I could take the same blade of grass and look at it. This is brown. It can't even hold itself up. And it doesn't have any life force energy to it. And that's what we're doing, right? So that's exactly what we're doing when we're eating. We're eating all of this dead food, okay? Even if it was live food, that would be better. But the average person is eating a bunch of dead food. And what's happening is that the energy that you already have in your body now has to use that energy to break that food down and to process it, and then finally to get rid of it through the process of elimination, defecation, urination, right? This life force energy that makes this grass green, this life force energy is in everything. It's in the bones in your body, it's in your blood, it's in your hair. If you look up in the sky, and I've been seeing it my whole entire life, and just look up, you can see the life force energy emanating, dancing around everywhere. It's in the trees. It's all around. Most people aren't taking it in. Most people are putting on sunglasses. Most people are putting on skin stuff, makeup stuff. Most people are blocking themselves from it. They're staying in their cave all day, aka their house. Okay, and even those that are in it, right? They're not really conscious of it. Maybe they have on shoes. Maybe they're not letting the current run through their body. A lot of people aren't taking in this life force energy. See, there's three things four things that kills the body. I call it the two S's and the two F's. So we got sex and sleep. That's the two S's, and the two F's are going to be food and fear. Sex, sleep, food, and fear. But we're going to just stay focused on food for right now, okay? Because I think that's what's really important. You know, we're going through times right now. I have a friend in Canada, and she was telling me that the truck drivers are going to start striking. And then I came across some information with one of my other brothers. He was telling me that, yeah, they're going to be striking in Canada, probably over the whole entire country, and that there might be a food shortage, that there might be famine. What's going to happen if there's no food? How are you going to feed yourself? Because right now, you're dependent on truck drivers to bring food to the grocery store so you can go to the grocery store and buy it and then put it in your body. What's going to happen if you don't know how to feed yourself? Think about that. So the breatharian knowledge, I'm going to teach you how to feed yourself. So look, right, let me show you guys because I'm outside. It's really simple, right? Out here in beautiful California. Look at this. Look at this. It's just beautiful, right? It goes deep. It goes deep. Really, really deep, right? All of this around me is cosmic energy, also known as chi, also known as prana. The exact same stuff that makes this blade of grass alive is all around me right now. It's everywhere. Everywhere. It's everywhere in the whole universe. And all you have to do is learn how to take this inside of your body and don't waste it, and don't freaking waste it on stupid stuff, right? Stupid stuff. Okay, I'm gonna say it like that. So how do we take this in our body? Well, the ancients have been showing us this for long, long, long time. It could be done through something called qigong. Qigong is a definition that I came across. It actually means to eat qi, like you're eating it, right? So this is actually feeding your body. This is actually feeding your body the qi, right? So you can practice qigong. You can practice yoga. There are many different types of yoga. You can practice pranayama. You can practice meditation. When you meditate, you're actually taking in cosmic energy, aka chi energy. Okay. What else? You can take it in through a couple other different systems, right? Some type of kung fu and many, many other things. So I'm going to talk more about the breatharian knowledge, but does anybody have any questions so far of what I've said so far? Is everybody understanding this, the breatharian knowledge? And I'm going to be doing a second interview with Elitam Elamine, probably within the next week. We talked about it, but we haven't agreed on a date yet. But I'm going to be doing this within the next week, or maybe next 2 weeks, and I'll get that up as soon as possible, as he's the Grand Master right now. I'm just starting out on the journey, but I can tell you guys that after practicing these things, hunger dissipates. See, the breatharian journey is not about putting tape over your mouth. It's not about fasting. Okay, a lot of people think that, oh, I'm just gonna fast my way into it. It looks the same on the outside because you're not eating, but it's not the same thing. It's kind of like if somebody is doing a push-up, and then if somebody's doing yoga and they're doing the plank and then they're coming down. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. To the eye, it might seem the same. To the untrained eye, it might seem the same. I still want to try wholeness breathing. Okay. Salute. Thank you. I appreciate that insight. Yeah, it's not the same thing. Okay. So what you want to do, all right, what you want to do is you want to weed yourself off slowly but surely. Exactly the way that you came into this world, right? When you started eating food, you started eating it slowly but surely. There were certain things that you couldn't eat when you first came here as a baby. You couldn't eat. They say, you know, give them just liquids at first, right? You started off with liquids, right? Drinking the breast milk, and then after liquids, what was next? It was some apples, right? And then it was some pears, and introducing new foods, and then after that maybe some sweet potatoes. Then some people started giving them ground turkey and brown rice, right? And then slowly but surely, oh, he's ready for, you know, something else a little more solid. Give him a banana, right? And then after that banana, maybe they gave him, you know, something else, and gradually, slowly but surely, the baby started eating solid foods. Now his teeth is growing in, he's getting down, rah, rah, rah. It's all over his face, right? Well, this is the way that we want to leave the breatharian journey. So if you're somebody that's consuming the regular American diet, and this was established in the early 1900s, where you're eating 3 times a day, you're eating snacks, okay? What you want to do is you want to first and foremost, you want to try to get rid of one of those meals. If you're doing 3 meals a day plus snacks, get rid of the snacks. If you're doing just 3 meals a day, go down to 2 meals. Okay. Next, you want to, let's see, maybe the next step for somebody like that would be to go and to be a vegetarian. Get rid of all of the dense meats that you're eating. Right. Get rid of the burgers, the steaks, the pork chops, the whatever. Okay, the gravy. Right. Go to vegetarian diet. If you're a vegetarian, go to a vegan diet. If you're a vegan, go to a all live food diet. If you're all live food diet, go to just eating fruits. I only eat once. My appetite has decreased. Beautiful. Yep, yep. If you're a vegan, right? Again, go to all live. If you're all live, go to just fruits. If you're all fruits, go to just liquid. Become a liquiditarian. Because think about this. We got vegetarian, we got pescatarian, we got fruitarian, we got liquiditarian. There's so many of these tarians. And then after the liquiditarian, and then you go to breatharian. Simple as that. Then you go to breatharian. And the body's going to tell you when to go. You don't need to force anything. It's going to happen naturally. Like the comment just got, it's like, I only eat once a day now. So many people within the past year, 2 years, especially once this pandemic has started, they talked about how they can't consume meat anymore. I mean, I probably overcame at least 100 videos. That's without exaggeration, of people saying how they can't eat the way that they used to eat. And it's the same thing with myself, right? Because I was a vegetarian for a long time. Then I went to vegan, been vegan for like 2-3 years. You know, now it's to the point where I can only eat 1 time a day, and it has to be a vegan meal. So it's these gradual steps that we're going through. But being in this breatharian retreat with Tom Elamine over the past week, I'm gonna tell you this, that I realized that we can consciously eat directly from the universe, that we don't need a middleman, right? So with this qigong, again, qigong, if you look at the definition I came across, it means to eat qi. What you're doing is you're eating life force energy. You're eating life force energy. That's all you're doing. When you do these moves, these tree moves, and you stand there like this all day, well, not all day, a couple minutes, you're eating the life force energy. Exactly the way that the trees, right? The trees are standing. They're eating life force energy. They're rooted into the earth, and their limbs are up in the sky, and they're dancing with the wind. They're eating life force energy, and look at them. Look at them. Have you ever noticed the leaves on the tree, that where the sun goes, the leaves start to go the exact same way? Think about that. All right. The trees, if you have the ear and the eyes to actually really understand what nature is trying to tell you, all you got to do is mimic it, and you have the same results, because you are nature. And are you not greater than a tree? I think you are. So, yeah. So the breatharian knowledge, right? First thing, that you want to do, this 7 steps that Elton talked about. He talked about this during the campfire, and these are the 7 steps of yoga, right? Because you can do yoga as well too. You can do qigong and yoga, integrate them together to even accelerate your process, your breatharian process, right? Before I go into the 7 steps, let me actually touch on this. And obviously, all of this is freestyle right now. I was doing this on TikTok, and I'm like, you know what? Let me actually put this one on YouTube. Okay, so think about this. Okay, think about this. People say that you should go, right, like health physicians and what do you call it? And nutritionists. They say that you should go to the restroom, that you should defecate, right, at least 4 times a day. That you should have healthy bowel movements. What is happening? When you go to the restroom, what are you doing? It's all of the waste that the body's saying that I don't need this, I don't need it, I don't need it, I don't want it. So you're just inputting all of this stuff in your mouth. It's going through the whole entire system, right? Digestive system, which is incredibly long. I think it's something like 20 feet long or something like that. And then you're defecating it out. And what exactly, what exactly, how has the body benefited from it? If you're a person that thinks that you need protein, right? How do you get your protein, right? Then how come all of that waste is being excreted? How come that waste isn't going inside of your body, being used, being absorbed for all of this protein? If you're a person that thinks you need this type of fat, I don't know, fat from an avocado, or fat from I don't know, let's say the brown meat of the chicken or the white meat, whatever it is, right? If you're a person that thinks like that, right, then why is all of this waste coming out? And why, when it doesn't come out and you're constipated, now all of a sudden you got major problems? Why is it that if you need all of these vitamin A's and vitamin B's and calcium and everything else, why is all of this waste being 99? If you watch the video that I put out today, it's either in part 1 and part 2 I'm going to put out tomorrow, where Ellie Tom's talking. I was in the room with him amongst many other of my brothers and sisters. If you think about it, 99.9% of what we eat is being excreted through our fecal matter, through bowel movements. It's not going in the body. It's not staying in the body. Think about that. Let's really break it down. Let's really bring it down to earth and really use common sense. When we're eating, yum, 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 it's just going through the body. You know what? That takes energy. That takes a toll on the body. That takes a major toll on the body. Think about this. Just use logic. Use logic. I'm not even speaking like spiritual right now. Just use logic. What all of that food that they say that you need to eat, what's happening? It's just going in the toilet. And the funny thing is that most of the energy that we use when we're working to accumulate money and things of that nature, right? What's happening is that you put in a lot of it, you're using a lot of that money to feed ourselves. So we're really like cows all day just grazing. Pooping it out, pooping it out, pooping it out. Think about it. Think about it. And now think about if somebody eats a really, really heavy meal, something that's heavy and they eat a lot. What happens? There's something called food coma. Food coma. People have names for it. Some people call it the itis. Right? This is what's happening. How it happens so much that we came up with a name for it. Food coma. What is a coma? You're dead, but you're still alive. Right? Like you're inanimated. You can't move. You just start to, I gotta go to sleep. Because you have this much energy in your body. A lot of that energy is being used for the brain, which has to operate. And then the other energy is being used for the organs and everything else. So all of a sudden you put all this food in the body, that takes up the rest of the energy. Your body's like, you know what? I don't have enough energy to stay awake anymore, to walk. I'm going to sleep. I gotta, operate this digestive system. And then when you wake up, what's the first thing that you do? When you wake up, the first thing that you do is hopefully you defecate, but mostly people are peeing. And then shortly thereafter, they're defecating. And that's if they ate proper foods, something that can go through the body easily, something that doesn't have a whole lot of starch and a whole lot of meats, right? Maybe something like some fruit or something, some salad, I don't know, something that's a little bit easier to go through the body. Because your digestive system, when you were resting and sleeping, it was working. And most people's digestive system is working 24/7. So how do you eat then, right? How do you eat? And I talked about it: the vegetarianism, the pescatarianism, the veganism, the fruitarian, right? Being a fruitarian, and then all raw food diet, or even a liquiditarian. But you don't need to eat anything, and you might think that's impossible because of it. I totally get it, man. I mean, keep in mind, I was a chef. That's why I started off telling you guys that I was a chef for over 2 decades, almost three, almost three. And you might think like, man, I need it, and we need to eat. There's something else that when you don't eat is a name that we came up with. It's called hangry. That's when you mix hungry plus angry. Hangry. What happens when someone is addicted to drugs and they don't get their drugs? What do they become? We should make up a word for that. Let's put drug together with anger. We call it drug drangry. 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 Right? Somebody who's an alcoholic, they don't get their alcohol. Oh, they become angry. Somebody who's a pot smoker, somebody who's addicted to cigarettes, whatever, heroin, whatever else. If they don't get it, somebody who's addicted to coffee. You ever seen people who are heavy coffee drinkers and they're grumpy, and a common excuse is, "Oh, I didn't have my coffee today." And people say, "Oh, okay, cool, I get it," and it's acceptable because it's the social norm, right? Just coffee, which is a drug, but it's a social norm. Food is a drug. In this, a breatharian lifestyle leads to immortality. I'm gonna say that again. A breatharian lifestyle leads to immortality. Have you ever? I don't know if you guys who's listening, if you practice yoga or anything like that, but that you're not supposed to eat first and foremost 3 hours at least before you practice, and then you have to wait at least 1 hour until after you practice. But have you ever noticed that how you feel based on what you ate? Because some people cheat. I've cheated in the past where you would eat and then practice yoga, and your yoga practice isn't that good. You don't get as deep. When you're doing the standing poses, maybe your legs are shaking. The balancing poses, maybe you can't keep your balance as good. Food starts to get in the way, right? You can't do certain asanas. When it comes to pranayama, right, the breathing exercise, prana meaning life force, yama meaning control or constraint. So put it together, controlling or constraining the life force, right? Have you ever noticed that when you're doing that, and you can't do it properly on a full stomach or even with food in your body? Have you ever tried going running or like on this breatharian journey? We had these guys with us, right? They ran so many miles in a day. I think it was something like 100 kilometers, which pans out to I think like 70 miles in a day, just running. And he found out that the less that he eats, the longer he can run. They did studies with mice, right? They're always messing with the mice, but I'm a rat them out anyway. And that was corny, my bad. And uh, they found out that when they lessened the food given to the mice, right, when they decreased their diet to I forget the percentage, but it was pretty dramatic, that the lifespan was extended dramatically. I'm gonna say that again. That they did an experiment with rats, and they found out that when they decreased the diet of the rats, okay, that their lifespan was extended dramatically. They gave them less food, and they lived a whole lot longer. This is why I say that the breatharian knowledge could lead to immortality. Think about this, right? The trees. And I was saying doing the qigong poses. We're walking trees, ladies and gentlemen. We're walking trees. Keep that in mind. A tree is like the physical manifestation of like the cosmic law. If you look at it like that, all right. Think about the trees in California, in the redwood, right, and many other places, the sequoia trees. I mean, they're living up to, easily, 2,000. Some of them are 4,500 years. Just trees. Just trees. Are trees eating? Are trees digesting? Mm-mm. They're just taking in the cosmic energy. There's successful people, these financial gurus, right? And they say that success leaves clues. If you want to be successful, look at what successful people are doing and copy them. It's that simple, right? They have all these motivational videos and all this kind of stuff. It's the same thing in nature. If you want to live a long, healthy life, then look at nature and do what nature is doing, right? Success leaves clues. Well, look at the trees, man. So when doing a tree pose in qigong or in yoga, if you imitate that, you're gonna have the same results because you are nature. You are nature, regardless of what anybody tells you. You're nature, and you're gonna reap the same benefits of it. The breatharian knowledge is all around us. It's not popular, but it's becoming popular through channels like mine. Tom Ellamy's been his day giving out the interviews, and many other channels similar. We're slowly starting to wake up. So if a food shortage does come, right, and there's no food around, and let's say there is famine, I hope that it doesn't come down to that, you can utilize this knowledge to nourish yourself. We are electrical beings, ladies and gentlemen. We are electrical beings. Electrical beings. This is why the live food diet, right? Eating live foods, eating foods like grass, right? And other things. This is why these diets became popular, right? Because people know that we're electrical beings. Your body has 37 trillion cells. 37 trillion, over 37 trillion. If I count to 1 trillion seconds, just 1 trillion seconds, not 37, if I count to 1 trillion seconds, that's going to add up to 30 years. 1 trillion seconds adds up to 30 years. That means 30 trillion, right? Because we have 37 trillion cells. So 37 trillion seconds takes us to 30,000 BC. 30,000 BC. That's how many cells we have in our body. And why am I mentioning this? I want to mention this because in one of those cells, one out of the 37 trillion, in one of those cells, it has 0.07 volts of electricity. That means 2 of those cells in our bodies is equal to the amount of electricity that we can get from a fully charged AA battery. A fully charged AA Duracell battery. 2 cells in our body is equal to that amount of energy. Think about that. We have 37 trillion. We are electrical beings by nature. Even the guy HRM who was teaching the sun gazing knowledge, he was talking about this too, and he had a different method of going about it because he claimed that he hasn't eaten for a long time. If you're following my TikTok, if you're following my Instagram, I put up tons of clips, tons of videos. And there's this one guy who hasn't eaten in over 70 years, and they even had him under closely monitored and supervised a supervised area where doctors and many other people were observing him, and they concluded, yeah, it's true. It's true. He didn't defecate, he didn't urinate, and he didn't eat, and yet he was living and he was vibrant. And this guy was doing it for over 70 years. But the guy HRM who was talking about the sun gazing knowledge, he talked about it, looking at the sun every day, charging your brain up first as the sun enters your eyes, and then after it goes through your brain, and then it goes to other parts in your body. Why? Because your brain has to take in that, takes up all the energy first, and then next, is other parts. I thought about this yesterday, and I want everybody to take note of this. Here, right here is an extension of your nervous system. You actually take in cosmic energy, prana energy, chi energy, whatever you want to call it. You take that in through the atmosphere, through your hair. And it's interesting because your brain takes up the most energy in your body. It takes up the most energy in your body, your brain. So isn't it kind of interesting how the intelligence, whatever we want to call it, that has made this body has actually gave us a whole lot of here, so when you can take it from the atmosphere, it can go directly to your brain. This is one of the reasons why you shouldn't cut your hair. But us being human beings, us being God, I say we're God's in the making, right? God realized in the making is that we can take an energy through many other ways as well too, because we're intelligence. But just by having you here, right, you're taking in energy. Where's the second spot on your body where you have the most hair? The second spot on your body, other than right here, where's the second spot on your body where you have the most hair? For most people, if they haven't shaved it, right, it's going to be their reproductive organs around that area. You're going to have the most hair right there, and then second of all, you're going to have the most hair right here. And your brain takes up the most energy, and then what else takes up a lot of is creating a lot of energy through the food, right? It's going to be those sexual organs. Think about that. Think about it. Your body is intelligent, and if you can read the language of your body, if you can understand the language of your body, you can understand the language that nature is telling you. You can actually use that knowledge, right, to benefit you, to extend your lifespan dramatically. Again, people, if you look at Google, that's why Google, don't think that Google is God. I made a video saying that Google is not God. Don't think that Google has all of the information. Google, the name Google just comes from a number. It's an actual number, meaning Googleplex. Like if I say millions or I say trillions, there's a number called Google. I think it goes to the 14th hundred. Like a million is to the 6th, and a trillion is to the 9th. A billion is to the, what is a billion? To the 7th? Okay? Something like that. I know million 6, billion 7, so trillion must be 8. Okay? Well, Google's a number as well too. Google's a number as well too. And what I wanted to say with that, let me try to catch some of the sun, because I'm in the shadow now. That sun was feeling good. That's why I came out here to get charged up. Whew. See all that sun energy? Yeah, man. Don't spend your whole entire life in a cave, aka in a house, right, in your room, on the screen. God is living. Life force is out here. Cosmic energy is out here. This is where you want to be at. But let me get back up and finish talking about this. Where was I at? I kind of lost my train of thought. Somebody remind me if you're listening. Forgot where I was at. But anyway, oh yeah, if you check out my YouTube channel, right? Not YouTube, TikTok, and then also on Instagram, and I got links up in the about page of my YouTube channel, okay, and also on some of my videos at the end. But anyway, there's a lot of documented information of people who have lived over 200 years. Documented. And I'm just talking about one. I'm not talking about just 3. There's many people. But if you go into Google, they're going to tell you that the average lifespan of a person living right now is 75 years. 78 years in Hong Kong. Like most people in the 70s. And they would go, oh, that's good. Because of the way that we were conditioned and indoctrinated to believe that, oh, people were living, only 30 years, 40 years back in the 1500s. So this is good knowledge right here. Right? This is good. We've came a long way. We progressed. But if you look at the whole entire time length of humanity, this is short. This is dramatically short to the way that we're living. And why are we living in, for such a little bit of time? Well, let's take it back to the rat experiment. We're overeating. We're overeating, and we have not adopted some type of spiritual practice to cultivate more of this cosmic energy, aka chi energy, prana, life force energy, the energy that actually makes this grass green, that makes it vibrant. Notice this, man. Notice cosmic energy, but notice how it stays off and it's flexible. But notice how if I take some grass that doesn't have any cosmic energy, like this, let me take a piece of it. Notice how, here we go. Notice how it's not standing up. Notice the difference, how it's not standing up. It doesn't have any energy in it. That's like us. We don't have any energy. We don't stand up. We die. Because what is life? Life is cosmic energy. Cosmic energy. So that's why it's important to make sure that you're eating. I'm not telling you to put tape over your mouth and don't eat. You need to nourish yourself. But what you want to do is you want to at least weed yourself off slowly but surely. Exactly the same way that you weeded yourself on. We started out as breatharians, then we went to liquidarians. We were suckling from our mother's breast. Hopefully it wasn't formula, right? That's a different story. But anyway, you're drinking that liquid in that type of way, right? Then we started to gradually eat solid foods. So the same way that we came on, that's the same way we go off, right? We walk down the steps. And once you're a liquidarian and you've been like that for a while, eventually what's going to happen is that you're not going to want to eat at all because you're taking so much of this cosmic energy in. Then all of a sudden the brain is fully powered, right? And your body feels good. And you have so much vibrant energy that now all of a sudden you're like, wow, I don't need anything. And when you eat food, it actually lowers your vibratory frequency. It lowers your energy. Exactly the same way when people overeat at Thanksgiving. I know all of us do it. I've done it before. You eat so much you want to go to sleep. You don't want to stay up. You don't want to stay up. Your body can't stay up because it takes so much energy to break that food down. So this is what I'm telling you guys. I don't know if you can hear me or not. I don't know if you understand it or not. But I promise you, if you keep listening to my channel, subscribe to Ellie Tom Elamines channel, right? Subscribe to his channel. Keep listening to his videos. This is true freedom. This is true freedom. True freedom is where you don't have to depend on a capitalistic society to feed you. That you don't have to get caught up in the drama and worry about, what about if don't deliver food? How am I going to get my food from my Kroger's? How am I going to get food from my Safeway? How am I going to get food from my Whole Foods? How am I going to feed myself? Right? That's freedom. Knowing that you can just walk out and you can get the energy anywhere. And it's going to nourish you. And where's cosmic energy? You have these different layers in the atmosphere, right? You have the atmosphere, you have the stratosphere, all these different, right? And believe it or not, air, oxygen only goes up 5 miles. Only 5 miles. After that, there's cosmic energy. Cosmic energy, aka prana, aka chi, okay? Cosmic energy is everywhere. It's permeating. It's penetrating. It's everywhere. Throughout the whole entire universe. Everywhere. Everywhere. It's on the sun. It's on Mars. It's on the spaces in between. And even in your body, cosmic energy can go to places in your body, right? In your body that air cannot go. It doesn't matter what happens. China's making a fake sun. They're going to make a fake moon. The United States is thinking about making a fake sun. They're going to block the sun. They're going to put this type of chemical in the sky. They're going to do this to the water. Ladies and gentlemen, it's possible. It is possible. If you only believe in yourself, it's possible that you do not need to eat food. You don't need to. You don't need to. Once you cultivate the body. Again, I'm not telling you to put tape over your mouth and don't eat. I'm telling you to cultivate your spiritual practice. And once you do this enough, with the knowledge combined, that you're automatically going to become a breatharian. You ain't going to worry about. nothing to worry about. Nothing. Then you don't gotta worry. You don't gotta go into this fear of, oh, what am I gonna do if they you know freaking stop delivering food. You know, think about that. Just really taking that information into what I'm saying. Does that make does that make sense? I think it makes a lot of common sense. Even though I know a lot of people don't use common sense, but it makes a lot of sense. It's rational. Like, think about it. Think about it. The very energy, and I'm gonna show you guys. Nature's showing you the very energy, the cosmic energy. Okay, that makes this grass alive. Notice the grass is green first and foremost. Okay. Notice that the glass is flexible. Okay, flexible. Look at your body. Is your body flexible? Are you green? Are you radiating this green, vibrant frequency? Okay. Notice how this grass is standing straight up, right? Look at that. This grass is what we would call alive. This grass is alive, right? Even things that eat grass, deer, etc., they want to eat live grass. They don't want to eat dead grass. Now let's look at the properties of grass that is not green. Let me find a piece. Hold on. Let's look at the properties of a piece of grass that is not green. A piece of grass that is 1 second. I'm looking. Okay. Oops. All right, here we are. Up. I'm coming, guys. I'm coming. Okay. Look at this grass, right? I'm actually, hold on. I'm sorry, guys. Hang tight with me. See, this is unscripted. This is me right here doing my thing. Okay. Beautiful. Notice this piece of grass right here. Notice this. I don't know if you can see it. All right. This one is still flexible, so they sure that. But think about trees, leaves on the tree. A lot of them are crunchy, right? They're not even flexible. Notice this one isn't sticking straight up, right? Like the other one. And notice also that this one isn't vibrant and green. Mimic that. Because it doesn't have any cosmic energy in it. The green grass has cosmic energy, life force, prana, chi. The other one doesn't. It doesn't. Have you ever noticed? I don't know if you guys. So I used to go to tent, get on top of it, dig a hole in the middle. A lot of people would sit around the tent, and then with that hole, we would take rocks that were burning on the fire, like a actual campfire, all day long. We would take those rocks and we'd throw them in a hole. And then what we'd do is we'd take a little bit of water, splash it on the water like a cup, and all of that steam that will evaporate would be trapped inside of the sweat lodge, and everybody that would be in there would breathe it in, and it will push out all of the toxins and things like that, right? It would literally like clean your body from inside out. Sometimes it was so much that people couldn't take it. People had to lift it up and get some air or go around or get out because it was too much, right? But this could purify you, okay? That could definitely purify you. So I should actually do that again soon. But the reason why I brought that up is because the rocks even have this cosmic energy. And it was interesting because the rocks that you poured the water on, after they were cooled down, you could take something like a hammer and just hit the rock lightly and the rock will crumble apart, right? It's the same as your tooth, right? Your teeth. Because this is the same as a rock. Your teeth are alive. That's the reason why when you drill in them, it hurts. They go, oh, it's nerve endings and all that. No, your teeth are alive. But notice when you have a tooth that is dead, a tooth that doesn't have any life in it, when it breaks off or whatever, it doesn't hurt. It's this cosmic energy. This cosmic energy, the same that's in the grass, the same that's in the tree, the same that's inside of you. It's all of this cosmic energy. Sometimes that cosmic energy is lying dormant. Like if you have like a bean, right? That bean can stay like the way it is for a long time. And then if you add some water to it, like a lentil, and keep it for like 3 days, all of a sudden it just germinates life. You awaken the life inside of it. So what I'm saying is, like, The breatharian journey is about getting cosmic energy inside of yourself first, constantly putting more and more and more. And as you get it inside of yourself, don't waste it. Don't waste it. And what is the biggest ways to waste it? I don't know if you guys watched the whole video, but the two S's and the two F's. One of the S's, other than sleep, was sex. Having sex, man. The pornography industry is a big industry. People are ejaculating and wasting their sexual energies left and right. They have stores called Good Vibrations. And people are buying all of these sexual things, dildos, and etc., etc. Right? People are wasting their life force. Literally their life force energy. What did I say was the two places on your body that has the most hair? Your head and your sexual organs. Why does it have the most hair on your head and your sexual organs? Because those two, they take the most life. They take the most energy. Notice the journey, how the journey starts literally from your head, right? The spinal cord, let's say, starts from your genital organs going all the way up to your head. And you have a whole bunch of hair here and a whole bunch of hair down there. Think about that. Think about it. Your body's intelligent, ladies and gentlemen. And all you got to do is learn the language. All you got to do is learn the language. You're taking enough of this cosmic energy. Cosmic energy, you're taking enough of it. You don't need food. Food is basically just a medium for getting cosmic energy. And nowadays, people don't know how to feed themselves. They don't. I tell you that. From being a chef for almost 3 decades, I tell you that people don't know how to feed themselves. They don't. They don't understand what food is. They don't. We're uneducated. We're uneducated, and it's all about what tastes good. You know, it's that saying: are you eating to live, or are you living to eat? I ask a lot of people that: are you eating to live, or are you living to eat? And a lot of people would say, "Oh, I'm a foodie. I'm living to eat." Right? You have to eat to live, and even when you're on a breatharian journey, like Elitam Elamine, he still eats, but he's not eating food. He's eating cosmic energy. He's eating cosmic energy. Qigong literally means to eat qi. All right? Think about that. Think about that. So I'll answer a couple quick questions if you guys want. And then I'm going to head out. I got some stuff to do. I don't want to stay here all day. I just kind of wanted to drop in. But this is the knowledge. This is the knowledge. And I will be putting up part 2 of that video tomorrow. If you haven't watched part 1, check out part 1. It's good stuff, man. And I'm going to be putting up more stuff about it. And I can't wait until I interview Elitam Elamine again. It's going to be great. It's going to be really great. Yeah. If you guys haven't done so, do me a favor, hook me up. Hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. I could really use the support. Really trying to grow this channel. This is my karma, and this is my way of giving back to humanity by making these videos, by you know, even by increasing the vibration inside of myself. If you've been watching my channel, right, since I made it, it's been about a year now, and watched the dramatic journey that I've had, the journey of transformation. I could have erased a lot of the videos. Some of them were even embarrassing, but I kept them. I kept them because I wanted to show the progression, you know, and not be, you know, shy about who I am or whatever. But everybody's learning. Everybody's learning, and I'm just trying to give back that, ladies and gentlemen, we don't need to eat. We don't need to go into a state of anger. Oh man, they shut down the trucks because blah blah blah. Oh, this is happening. You know, we don't need to worry about it. What would your life? I'm gonna ask you a question. What would your life be like if you didn't have to eat? You didn't have to use the restroom. Okay, that means peeing or pooping. That means that you wouldn't get a whole lot of plaque on your teeth in the morning. You wouldn't get that dang cold morning breath. You don't gotta really brush your teeth. A lot of these toxins that are coming out under our underarms and other places, it's the food that's literally getting out of your body. All right. That's why people who eat one way, they smell one way. People who eat a lot of spices, they smell a certain type of way, right? People who eat a lot of whatever, your body's pushing that stuff out. It doesn't just get rid of waste through urination and defecation. It does it through sweating. It does it through, the pimples that you have and many other ways. Okay, but what would your life be like if you didn't eat? What would your life be like? Think about it. Which means that think about how much money you spend just on food. Think about your kitchen. Think about your fridge. Think about all of the money that you use for cooking, the gas, and all of the appliances. Now, think about all the time that you used to eat. If you eat 3 times a day, think about the time that it takes you to prepare your meal if you're cooking it at home. Think about if you're not cooking it at home, then if you're just buying it somewhere else, think about the money that you would save. Let's be generous, and let's say that you're taking $50 a day to feed yourself. Okay, that's me being generous. $50 a day to feed yourself. 50 times 7, that's $350 a week. That's going to be 2, that's 700. That's going to be $1,400, $1,400 in a month to feed yourself. $1,400 in a month. That means in a year, what, 12,000, 13, 14, 15, 16, probably roughly almost $20,000 to feed yourself. That's just off of money. That's not time, that's not equipment, and that's me being generous. Most people might even spend $100 a day. Some people drop $100 at a meal. Believe it or not, they go out to eat at some fancy dinner or something like that with the tip included. And the time. And then think about what that's doing to your body. Think about what it's doing to your body. The constipation, the what's the other one called? The diarrhea, right? The freaking toilet paper, the freaking the pains in your stomach. Oh, I need Tums, right? What else? Everything. It's so much associated around that. And then the hospital. I didn't even talk about the hospital yet. I didn't even talk about the hospital. Heart attacks, heart disease, high cholesterol, diabetes, blood sugar, cavities. We can go on. Cancers, all kinds of stuff. If you looked at a lot of my interviews, some of the people that I had on, they really talk a lot about veganism and things like that. But the breatharian knowledge is saying that all food, from the apple even to the steak, that all of it's toxins and all of it corrupts the body. All of it. That we are electrical beings. Just as you charge up a cell phone with electricity, we get charged up with electricity. And the cell phone doesn't need protein. The cell phone doesn't need fat. The cell phone doesn't need nothing. It gets charged up by cosmic energy. The exact same way that this gets charged up by cosmic energy. See, people aren't using their common sense. And we haven't been for a long, long, long time. We haven't been. People, I don't understand, why we believe stuff like this. Because we would say things like, "Oh, we need our protein." That's like a brainwashing mantra, right? A mantra, right? Repeat it over and over again. You start to believe it. Protein this. Look on the nutrition on the back. This much protein. Now it's the advertising. It's a marketing scheme. We got 10 grams of protein, 50 grams of protein. People who are lifting, pumping weights. Got to get my protein. Protein's become a marketing thing. But why is it that cows, the very thing that you get your protein from, that they aren't eating protein? That cows are eating grass. And I can even walk here, because if I walk through here, there's actually cows that roam here. I don't want to walk right now because I got something to do. I'll make a video later with cows in the background. But they're roaming all throughout here. And they're eating grass. They're not eating protein. They're not looking for protein. They're eating grass. And they prefer the grass that is alive. I'm not speaking anything out of the ordinary. I'm just saying, think about it. Think about it. So, in yoga, we have a saying. The saying is that Anybody can do yoga. The tall man, the short man, the skinny man, the fat man, the white man, the black man, the woman, the man. It doesn't matter. The old man, the young man. The only man that cannot do yoga is the lazy man. I'm gonna say that again. The only man that cannot do yoga is the lazy man. And that applies to Qigong as well too. The only man that cannot do Qigong is the lazy man. The biggest investment that you can ever make is not Bitcoin, it's not gold, it's not silver, it's not in stock for Google or Apple or Tesla. The biggest investment that you can make in yourself is to invest in you. That's the biggest investment that you can make in yourself. Invest in yourself to take in more cosmic energy. It's literally all over the place. Nobody can stop you from getting it. It doesn't matter if they block out the sun. Nobody can stop you from getting it. Nobody. Nobody. It's all around. They put you in jail. They can't stop you from getting it. The cosmic energy goes places where oxygen cannot go. All the way down to the middle of the earth is down there. All the way up is up there. On different planets is there. In the sun is there. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's cosmic, it's prana, it's chi, it's everywhere. Nobody can stop you from it. The only person that can stop you from getting it is you. That's it. That's it. So the decision is now here that you have to ask yourself, what type of life do I want to live? Do I want to live a life where I am dependent on outside sources to feed me? Do I have to depend on Kellogg's and depend on Tyson and Campbell's and McDonald's and Taco Bell and General Mills and Deer Park Water and Aero Water and many other companies? Do you want to depend on these companies to sustain and nourish you? Or do you want to depend on the cosmic energy, God, the love frequency? It's that simple. It's that simple. It's that simple. Think about it. Think about what I'm saying. Anything that you guys don't agree with, please comment down low. Or comment right now. Depends on whenever this goes up, whatever, right? Just let me know what you don't agree with. I'm going to be interviewing Elitam Elamine again for a second time within the next couple of weeks, and I ask him those questions if I don't know the answers to them. I'm just like you guys. I'm starting out on this journey. Actually, I've been on it for longer than I know of, to be honest. I wouldn't say at least about 3 or 4 years, but I didn't realize that I was on it. I didn't have a name for it, but so many pieces are starting to fill in, and I'm starting to understand it. And even again, Elitam Elamine has not eaten in over 2 years. I spent time with him. No water, no food, no nothing. Nothing. And there's many, many more people like this. Many more people like this. They just aren't, a lot of people aren't coming out with it. So if you believe that you're God, if you believe that you're the chosen one, if you believe that you were here for a reason, I say take it all away. Go all the way. Go all the way. Don't half stepping. What is that song by Big Daddy Kane back in the days? There ain't no half stepping, right? Don't put 1 foot in and 1 foot out and do the hokey pokey, right? Nah, man. Go all the way. If you're gonna do something, do it. Do it. Just do it. Don't be like, oh, I don't know if I want to. Oh, should I not? Oh, maybe I should. Just do it. Do it. Do it. I'm not putting a promotion up for Nike, but just do it, man. Just go all the way. Go all the way. I'm going to go all the way. And I hope to see you guys to the top. My name is Jonathan. Thanks for tuning in to 7 Circles. If you haven't done so, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. Follow me on all social media. 7 Circles, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. We're on Odyssey, ODYSEE, decentralized. They can't stop. They can't take videos down. It's almost like a YouTube. And then also on TikTok. Love you guys. I appreciate you supporting the channel. I really, really do. I hope that you have a great day, great week, great month, great year, and a great life. Until next time. Peace.